Alright, so for today we are going to see a problem from LeetCode, that is merge two sorted list, and how we would solve it is by using a dummy node. That's a standard technique for solving this problem. I'll read out the question. You are given the heads of two sorted linked list, list 1 and list 2. Merge the two lists in one sorted list. The list should be made by splicing together the nodes of first two lists. Return the head of the merged linked list. Right, so this is a sample input given having list 1 and list 2. 1, 2 and 4 is the value for list 1, 1, 3 and 4 as list 2 values, and the output should be a merge sorted list combining the both of the above list 1 and list 2. But let's jump to the solution, and then once I write the code, I'll try to explain that. Right, as I said, I would use the technique of creating a dummy node. Let's initialize the current pointer with the dummy node. We are given the list node is with the starting value 0. Next, we would take the edge cases, like if not in list 1, then we'll have to return list 2. List 2 and return the list 1. Okay. Now our exact logic comes where we'll check all the elements in the list, and while loop will iterate over the both the list. So then list 2. Okay, so we'll check if list 1 is less than list 2, then we will find the current dot next to, we'll add that list value. We'll have to check the list 1 dot val here, list 2 dot val. Current dot next would be the list 1 if it's less than list 2 value, and also we'll have to increment to the next element in the list 1. We'll uh, bring it to the next one. List would be dot next. Okay, so next what we would else condition would be, so current dot next would be list 2, because this would say like list 2 is greater, list 2 is less than list 1, then that the current pointer would point to the next element in the list 2 rather than the list 1. So this again will increment the list 2 here, 2 dot next. Okay. Every time we'll have to change the every iteration, like we'll have to increment the current pointer dot next. Okay, so this is done. What next? So there is a scenario where which we'll have to handle where two lists are of different size. Here, like the example says of same size, but it can be a possibility like this is having more than three elements, and this is just having three elements. So to handle that case, what we would do is add extra check here. If list one has some elements which are pending, because uh, that's a possibility, right? So we'll handle that by uh, adding this check, like current current would be current would become the current dot next would become, will have the rest of the elements in the list one if it's having the extra elements, which like when this iteration is completed entirely, we would check like if there are any pending elements in the list one. If it's having pending elements, will add all those in the current dot next. And if list 2 is having same thing, having the additional elements, the current dot next would add those elements. We'll get the final new list. How we would return this is, see, this was dummy node, so we will point to the next, like, while returning we'll have we'll with the we'll return the list node with the next element from the uh, here it is, dummy dot next, because we don't want the dummy node to be included in our final list. So from it would return the list, entire merge sorted list, with the without the dummy node. So it would be like final output. Let's try and see if it runs. Indentation error in number 23. It says there's some problem with the indentation. Okay, sorry. Now let's try. Yeah. All right, so I think it has worked. Case 2. This is expected. All cases have passed. Let's try to submit this and see. Okay, so the solution is submitted, and it says that bits 78.53. In memory, it has taken is 13.8 MB. Runtime is 79 milliseconds. All right, so I think this was a solution which I could think of. Thank you for watching the video. Thanks.